Broadcasts of the City of Neenah Common Council meetings are produced by University Studios of the University of Wisconsin-Fox Valley. Neenah residents can get information about City Council meetings, City Committee meetings, meeting agendas, and other documents via the City website, www.neenahgov.org. Neenah residents can express their opinions about city issues or about these broadcasts by contacting the mayor's office, contacting their city alderman, or by completing the electronic feedback form on the city website, www.neenahgov.org. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited for playback.
I'd like to call to order the meeting of the City of Neenah Common Council for Wednesday, December 5th, 2018. Welcome to everyone who came out tonight. First item of business will be the roll call. Members will answer the clerk as your name is called and sign in on the roll call machine, please.
Alderman Boyette.
Here.
Bates.
Here.
Hillstrom.
Here.
Lendrum.
Here.
Erickson.
Here.
Lang.
Here.
Steele.
Here.
Coons.
Here.
Stevens.
Oh.
Oh.
There is a quorum present. Alderman Stevenson is excused. I think you may have got a memo from him. He's at a funeral in Minnesota for an in-law, and so he's up there for the day for that. Before we do the pledge, I just would like to, those of you who have had the opportunity today to watch former president's funeral, I thought because today's a National Day of Mourning, that we would take a moment just to have a moment of silence for George B.W. Bush, the 41st President of the United States. President Bush served this country from 1989 to 1993 as the president, and he was the 43rd Vice President of the United States. He served from 1981 to 89. I had the opportunity to greet him off the plane in Oshkosh at Whitman Field one year, and that was quite a thrill for me personally. Meet him and shake his hand as he got off the plane. Also had the opportunity to ride the train with him and Barbara from Oshkosh to Stevens Point. And during that time, as we were going through Waiawega, I think I was between cars and I opened up the window, and it took about probably 45 seconds, and two Secret Service guys were tapping me on the shoulder, telling me that I couldn't open the window. Then about 2 minutes later, Barbara walked by, stopped, and I had the great honor of having about a 2.5-minute chat with Barbara. So in honor of the 41st president, if we could just have a moment of silence. Thank you very much. So we will have the Pledge of Allegiance. The Pledge of Allegiance tonight will be led by Alderman Hillstrom.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty.
All right, exciting night for us tonight, and welcome to all the officers who are here, and family and friends and constituents. So first, before we get into our business, we have the chief here, Chief Aaron Olson, for the swearing-in ceremony of a new police officer in the city of Neenah, Stephanie Gruss.
Good evening. I am here to introduce our newest officer, Stephanie Gruss, and her family, her husband, Jeff, her son, Mason, and her sister, Shannon. So thank you very much for coming tonight. Stephanie graduated from the Ripon High School and then graduated from the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. And from there, she went to the Menasha Police Department, where she was a patrol officer for 13 years and a detective for 4 years. And when she was a detective with Menasha, she would come to the Neenah Police Department frequently to work with our investigators. And every time she would come, I would always notice that she was always very positive, very upbeat, and always smiling. So I always left an impression on me and others. So when she applied for us, it was a great thing. And through our interview process, her attitude shined throughout the process, just like we had seen before. And now that Stephanie's been an officer for about 2 weeks, I can tell you that her positive demeanor is contagious, and we are very, very proud to have her as an officer, extremely proud. So thank you, Stephanie, and I know you'll do great things at the Neenah Police Department. So with that, we will have Patty come down and swear you in. And Mason will be holding the Bible.
Go right over by the microphone.
Sorry, you'll
Thank you.
talk in the microphone.
If you'll raise your right hand. I, Stephanie Gruss,
I, Stephanie Gruss,
having been appointed
having been appointed
a police officer
a police officer
for the city of Neenah,
for the city of Neenah,
Winnebago County,
Winnebago County,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution
to support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the state of Wisconsin,
of the state of Wisconsin,
and faithfully discharge the duties
and faithfully discharge the duties
of a police officer
of a police officer
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You guys can stay up here. At this time, I'd like to invite Pastor Rebecca Henry of the Neenah Menasha First Methodist Church to come up and bless the badge.
Stephanie, it is an honor to be able to share this evening with you, and on behalf of the community, want to express our appreciation for you to serve the community by your work on the police force. And while I recognize that it takes responsibility from all of us to build a thriving and welcoming and safe community, I recognize that you and your colleagues do so with extraordinary risk, and so thank you very much. And one of the ways that we can support you, not only with cooperation and communication, but with prayer, and so let us pray. God, you have created us and called us to live in community. This comes with its blessings and challenges. We come before you grateful for all those who serve in leadership in our community. But especially on this day, we lift up Stephanie Gruss and her colleagues. May her commitment and care for this community show in all of her work. We are so appreciative of her willingness to serve and the pledge that she is making, knowing that it comes with risk. It is with this awareness that we are thankful for the training that she has received and pray that it may equip her with the skills and knowledge she needs to serve effectively. May you grant Stephanie and her colleagues compassion for those they encounter, wisdom in situations they face, clarity of thought when decisions are needed quickly, openness to see beyond what is most apparent, strength when the work before them is overwhelming, courage in times of fear, and safety as they offer themselves to protect others. May you also bring peace of mind and strength to the family members of Stephanie and others as they share in this commitment and the many sacrifices made in service. We pray all this through your Son, Jesus Christ, who has shown us what it means to serve and sacrifice for others. Amen.
We'll have Jeff pin the badge.
I just wanted to say that I wanted to send appreciation and thank you to my family and friends for always loving and supporting me. Thank you to the City of Neenah and especially the Police Department for accepting me with open arms. Thank you very much.
All right, so the police department officers, members, you guys can go back to the police department and have snacks and drinks, water, and and I have to stay here for the council, so thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Stephanie, and congratulations on behalf of the city of Neenah. And thank you to each and every one of you for what you do for us.
I know, just the words.
Now, Stephanie, you know where Nicolay Boulevard is. You stay south of Nicolay Boulevard. Thank you. All right. Item number 2 is introduction and confirmation of mayor's appointments. Item A, Mayor Crawford's reappointment of Bob Gillespie on the Business Improvement District Board, the bid board, for a 3-year term to expire December 2021. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the reappointment of Bob Gillespie to the Business Improvement District Board. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor, vote aye. All opposed, vote no, using the roll call machine. That motion passes 8-0. There are 2 more appointments, just so folks know, for people who are leaving the Business Improvement District Board. Those will be made hopefully at the next meeting. Future Neenah and the bid board themselves help find people that are willing to do that on their behalf. Item number B, Mayor Crawford's reappointment of Gary Lowell, Kate Hancock Cook, and Peter Kelly on the Park and Rec Commission for a 3-year term to expire December 2021. Is there a motion?
Move to approve. Second.
There's a motion by Hillstrom, seconded by Coons. I would just tell the council, I have spoken with Kate Hancock Cook. Peter Kelly called me this afternoon. Neither one are able to be here tonight, but they're both been members of the Park and Rec Commission and are more than willing to continue to serve, along with Gary Lowell, who's here today. And at this point, I'd ask the clerk to go down and ask Gary to step up to the podium and get sworn in. Welcome, Gary. Gary, would you like to say something while she's coming down there? Thank you.
Yes, I appreciate the reappointment to the Park and Recreation Commission. Having been a citizen for over 40-some years, I appreciate the opportunity to be part of the stewardship of the commission and looking after the park and recreation facilities and the activities that we offer, and also appreciate the opportunity to work and collaborate with the council on a lot of these upcoming projects that required a lot of discussion, a lot of hard thinking, and paths to go. So with that, I've been on a number of projects which I'm pleased to see that they have made a difference in the community, and I welcome the opportunity to, again, be part of that decision-making process to make community a better place to live, to make Neenah a better place to live. Thank you.
All right, since I screwed up here, we're just going to, there was a motion and a second, so before we do the swearing in, we better vote. Make sure you get the votes, Gary. All in favor will vote aye as your name is called. Alderman Erickson?
Just push the button.
Or you want me to do this?
Just push the proceed button. Push proceed and they'll be able to vote. On that remote, Dean. There, now you can vote on the screen.
Oh.
And
Push it twice more.
Got a new job.
Okay. All right.
All right.
That motion passes 8-0.
Okay, if you raise your right hand. I, Gary Lowell,
I, Gary Lowell,
having been appointed
having been appointed,
a member of the Park and Rec Commission
having been appointed a member of the Park and Recreation Commission
of the City of Neenah,
of the City of Neenah,
Winnebago County,
Winnebago County,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of
of
Wisconsin,
the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge the duties
and will faithfully discharge the duties
of a Park and Rec Commissioner
of a Park and Rec Commissioner
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gary, we appreciate your dedication and service to this community and to the citizens who are watching. If anyone, I say this a lot, is anyone's watching and would like to serve on one of the many commissions or boards that we have, come down to City Hall, see Patty or Joni in my office, or shoot me an email or something, or let one of the aldermen know. Or you can go on the website under appointments, and there is a form to fill out if you have an interest in serving your community in a volunteer capacity. So we appreciate the time that you put in for this, Gary. Thank you very much. All right. Item number 3 is approval of the council proceedings of November 7th, 2018 regular session and November 14th, 2018 special budget public hearing. Is there a motion?
So move. Sorry about that, Mark.
There's a motion by Alderman Lendrum, seconded by Alderman Coons to approve the minutes of November 7th, and November 14th. Any comments, discussion, corrections? Seeing none, all in favor will vote aye. All opposed will vote no using the roll call machine. That motion passes 8-0. There are no public hearings, no plan commission reports. Brings us to item number 6, which is the public forum. Public forum is an opportunity for anyone to come and speak to the council on any topic that they would like. Is there anyone here who would like to address the council on any issue? Nope. Seeing no one, we will close the public forum. We'll move on to item number 8, which is the consent agenda. Is there a motion on the consent agenda?
Move to approve.
Alderman Lundrum moves.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Bates to approve the consent agenda. Questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying will vote aye. All opposed will vote no using the roll call machine. That motion also passes 8-0. Reports of the standing committees. Item number A, the regular Public Services and Safety Committee meeting of November 27, 2018. Chairman Bates.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting from the 27th of November regular Public Services and Safety Committee meeting, and the minutes can be found on the city website. The committee recommends council approve the wide area mower base proposal from Reister and Schnell Incorporated for the amount not to exceed $53,500 with funds from the 2018 capital equipment budget, and I would so move.
Second.
Alderman Bates moves, seconded by, there you go, I'm sorry. Alderman Lendrum, second. Is there any discussion, questions on this item? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion to approve the wide area mower base proposal from Reister and Schnell will vote aye, all opposed will vote no using the roll call machine. That motion passes 8-0.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you for your report. Item number B is a regular Finance and Personnel Committee meeting of November 26th. Chairperson Erickson.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting out from the regular Finance and Personnel Committee meeting of November 26, 2018. The minutes can be found on the city website. Item number 1, the committee recommends council approve 3 weeks of vacation for Stephanie Gruss upon hire, and I so move.
Second. or change.
Alderman Erickson moves, seconded by Alderman Lang, to approve 3 weeks of vacation for Stephanie Gruss upon hire. Is there discussion? Alderman Bates.
Thank you, Mayor. And this is due to the, as they mentioned, her years of service before she even got to this job. Thank you.
Thank you. Clarification. Any other comments or questions? Being none, all in favor, vote aye. All opposed, vote no, using the roll call machine. That motion passes 8-0.
Item number 2, the committee recommends council adopt resolution number 2018-26, approving the Neenah the Central City Business Improvement District 2019 operating plan, and I so move.
Alderman Erickson moves, seconded by Alderman Lang. Adopt resolution number 2018-26, approving the Neenah Central City Business Improvement District 2019's operating. Comments or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, vote aye. All opposed, vote no, using the roll call machine. Motion passes 8-0.
Item number 3, the committee recommends council approve entering into a 10-year solutions agreement with Central Square Technologies with 10-year subscription costs of $933,097.01 and professional services costs of $263,976 for a total cost of $1,197,073.01. Funding will consist of the $425,000 in information systems CIP budget, with a funding source to be identified by council and staff when the CIP funds are expended, and with city staff to submit both a proposed timeline for module implementation and a proposed 10-year financial payment structure for consideration at a future committee meeting. And I so move.
Alderman Erickson moves. For a second.
Second.
Alderman Coons seconds. Discussion? Alderman Bates.
Thank you, Mayor. One thing I wanted to say or ask about is by doing it 2018 as opposed to 2019, we've saved some bucks. I was curious on the 10-year professional services that we get out of them. It's a rolling 10 years. It doesn't start, we've already wasted 2018 and...
No, actually, it's 10 years from the date we signed the contract or agreement, and by doing it in 2018, we were extended a 30% discount.
Perfect. The other question I had is since we all know technology comes and goes rather, whenever it does, what happens if this company either doesn't exist in 7 years? Does it get paid yearly for these? And then if something should happen and we move on to another product, or they don't support the product anymore?
The initial $236,976 is a cost that for implementation. As we incur the cost, they're billed monthly as we incur them. So those costs will be spread over probably the first 2 years as we implement the 6 modules we're looking at. And the others is an annual charge. So if there was no company, there'd be no charge.
Thank you.
Thanks for those questions. Other questions of Director Wenninger or comments? Questions, I think. First, Alderman Coons, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Joe, maybe you can shed some light in the documentation. Part of it was, it sounds like a big number, and it is a big number, but if we were to look at our maintenance costs, what we are paying, what we pay for what we have right now, you calculate that number out to, I believe, $600,000 plus.
Correct. Calculating out and running out 10 years with the solutions we have right now with maintenance and hardware costs and that, it comes to $661,929.68, so almost $662,000.
Which is what we're paying. It's been part of our operating budget for
Correct.
every year. So, so we keep that in mind when we look at that number.
Thank you, Alderman Coons. That's a great point. I was going to bring that up so that folks at home, because when they hear that $1 million number, it usually gets people's antennas up. The $1 million is over 10 years to do nothing, to keep the system that we have, to keep the operation that we have, that quite frankly is a challenge at times. It's deficient. It's the old green sheets for a lot of, purposes. People recognize those. And that would cost over $660,000 in that same 10-year time frame. I do want to say that a couple things. I'm going to read just a couple narratives from Alderman Stevenson, who could not be here. He didn't find out that he wouldn't be here till Monday because of a funeral. But Todd has been has come and talked to me a lot about this. His council, I think, did their due diligence. I just want to take a step back in time here. This is something that we have been talking about since 4.5 years ago when I became mayor, the need to upgrade our systems, the need to allow citizens more access to their accounts, citizens the ability to pay online, to go online and find out how much their water bill is, things like that, pay for programs online. Community development is started doing this where people, they don't have to come down to City Hall. They can do this at their computer and save our staff time and energy at the counter. But we have spent, there's been a lot of frustrations with this. There's a lot of, angst, I think, by council not knowing because it's a big number. But I can guarantee you one thing. This staff, the people who have met regularly, Joe and Barry and Mike and Chris and myself and others, and we had some of the middle level staff who are the, lovingly called the millennials, who have to work with this kind of stuff in the future. And they're the next generation that are going to be taken over when these folks are no longer here. We wanted to get their insight into the systems and what they believe we can use and what's going to be beneficial to the city, what's going to enhance our ability to do a better job and become more efficient. So a lot of time has been put in. Individual departments were able to go through and say, you know what, we just don't think we're going to utilize that specific module. So we scaled back some of the modules that, quite appropriate, that the council questioned. We added one that we truly believe we think will enhance the system. And so that there's been a lot of revisions. In IT and that, there's still nothing guaranteed and there's no for sure. And we really don't know what we got until we get it. But we have vetted this probably as well as we're going to. We have some systems in place that are going to, we're calling it kind of a hybrid ERP, because those systems are going to be able to interface, which is very important. The days of 5 different departments all entering the same name, address, phone number, and that hopefully are going to come to an end soon and make us much more efficient, along with all those other enhancements that I talked about. So I'm really excited about that we're moving forward on this. I thank the council for their vision on this. From Alderman Stevenson, this was so important to Todd that because he had to be out of town for a funeral, but last night, I think he sent you this at 8:30, told me yesterday when we talked, he really didn't want to miss this meeting because this is a big deal, the purchase of this ERP project. But he said, unfortunately, I will need to miss tomorrow's council meeting. He's attending a funeral of my sister-in-law's wonderful father in Rochester, Minnesota. I want to share my support for the ERP project recommended unanimously by the Finance Personnel Committee. As we all know, this initiative is a major effort to streamline and improve the services, response time, and effectiveness of a wide range of municipal services and programming. We have challenged staff to include all functional areas that will accomplish our objectives, while at the same time ensure that the chosen modules are truly vetted and implemented. We have also required a level of financial responsibility that meets the project objectives while maximizing our status as a long-term client of our current vendor partner. Todd has sat in on, says, I have sat in on a number of these module reviews and evaluations. While not all modules were presented or being purchased at this time, I'm confident that those chosen will meet the objectives. Those not chosen don't provide a functional advantage, and truly believe we have positioned ourselves while looking to the future. So that's from Alderman Stevenson. I wanted to at least state that. Joe, do you have anything else you'd like to offer before I open it back up to the council?
I just wanted to make a comment to those who are not on the Finance Personnel Committee. But I think the first time I shared this was at the last meeting. The vendor we've had a 26-year relationship with, and we have 5-6 of their modules already. So I think that's important that we have that long-lasting relationship with them.
Anyone else? Okay, if not, all in favor of the motion to approve entering into the 10-year solutions agreement with Central Square Technologies will vote aye, and the funding source is listed in the motion. Will vote aye. All opposed will vote no. That motion passes 8-0. Thank you all very much. Big step.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Item number 10, reports of special committees. There was no Plan Commission. Board of Public Works meeting of November 14th. Vice Chairperson Hillstrom.
Thank you, Mayor. The minutes of this meeting can be found on the city website. There's one informational item from this meeting. The board approved pay estimate number 4 for contract 2-18, miscellaneous sewer and water main construction and street construction on Cecil Street and Adams Street to David Tenner Corporation, Green Bay, in the amount of $406,681.57.
Thank you. And there's also a Board of Public Works meeting of November 27th, 2018.
Correct. This also one informational item from this meeting. The board approved pay estimate number 3 for contract PR 02-17, Washington Park Phase 2 construction to R&R Wash Materials, Ripon, in the amount of $24,684.64. And that concludes my report.
Alderman Bates.
Thank you, Mayor. Since Cecil Street has been a long project this year, I was wondering if Director Kaiser could just give us a rundown on what steps are left.
The work remaining, the contractor has a punch list of items, mainly dealing with doing some mortar work on some of the manholes on Cecil Street and installing what's called a boot. Basically, it's intended to support the inside of the structure, prevent leakage around the pavement. So he has a few of those to take care of. At that point, the contract will more or less be suspended. And then next spring, he will be finishing up the topsoiling and seeding. So that'll be the last item of work remaining.
Thank you.
I would just like to add that Barry and I and Jason, our engineer, and the contractor, we've had some discussions, and some of the neighbors with regards to the terraces and the topsoil. So because it's so late in the season, hard to get pulverized dirt, so it's a little bit clumpy, but it was important to get something on there, put the covering on it with the mesh seed to protect it in the spring and keep it from erosion and filling out. So we did that. We are not complete. We're going to go back in the spring, or they're going to go back in the spring, and they're going to finish the job. But just too late right now to do the final quote, so to speak, right? Okay. Landmarks Commission, Alderman Lang.
Thank you, Mayor. The Landmarks Commission met last on November 13th, at which time a member of the commission, Jack Speech, gave a report on some of the statutory changes he had learned about at the Wisconsin Historical Society's Local History and Preservation Conference regarding historic preservation commissions. The Neenah Landmarks Commission will continue to research these changes and discuss this further at next week's meeting. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much for the report. Sustainable Neenah Committee, any report?
I have no report this time.
Thank you, Alderman Coons. The Business Improvement Bid Board, Alderman Lang.
Thank you, Mayor. The Business Improvement District Board meeting was held on November 20th. It was reported that Nikki Hessel, a former Director of Community Engagement for the Fox Cities Chamber and Fox Cities Regional Partnership, has been hired as the new Executive Director of Future Neenah. Future Neenah also manages the Business Improvement District for the City of Neenah, so this is an important change for the bid. The 2019 bid operating plan was reviewed by the board and unanimously approved and passed on to the Future Neenah Board and the City of Neenah Common Council for approval. Several grants were approved by the board for businesses within the bid. And there are several upcoming events to remind the community of. A Very Neenah Christmas will be taking place this Friday, December 7th, from 6 to 8 p.m. in downtown Neenah. Second annual Celebrate the Season event, organized by the Neenah Arts Council, will be taking place on December 8th from 10 to noon. And a pop-up luminary event will be taking place on December 13th from 4 to 7 p.m. So please come out and enjoy these and other holiday events taking place this month in Neenah.
Thank you. I'd just like to add that Nikki Hessel, the new Executive Director, Director Hayes and I had a meeting with her yesterday. She's very anxious to, very enjoyable meeting, and she's got a lot of energy and is excited to be here. She's also excited to come and visit with you and come to a meeting. Going to do that. She just asked, I said, go ahead and get your feet on the ground there, and then in the next month, she's going to come to a council meeting and tell you a little bit about her does and her vision, and you can ask questions. But wanted me to tell you that she's going to get here as soon as possible, and I thought that was great too. Okay. Bergstrom Mahler Museum report, Alderman Erickson.
Thank you, Mayor. The Bergstrom Mahler Museum of Glass is having its holiday open house this Saturday from 10 to 3, and that is part of the Celebrate the Season event sponsored by the Neenah Arts Council. Their activities will include a free art activities, live music, cookies, and a scavenger hunt, and then there is a fun glass activity to participate in for $15. So if you are interested in participating, please go early because there was over 300 people last year. So I would encourage you to do that. In addition to the Bergstrom Mahler Museum activities, there are Celebrate the Season activities at the Neenah Public Library, the Neenah Historical Society, the Neenah Menasha YMCA, the Neenah City Hall, and the Valley Academy for the Arts is having an event at the Preserve, and that is this Saturday. So I'd encourage you to have a fun Saturday downtown Neenah.
Thank you. The temperature?
We're going to be indoors, but there are there are free horse-drawn carriage rides sponsored by the City of Neenah and Mayor Dean Coffert. So if you are interested in doing that, dress warm. But we will have hot chocolate in City Hall so you can warm up afterwards.
There you go. Thank you.
We have warm drinks and treats at a lot of the places.
All right. Item number 11, presentation of petitions. A petition for annexation for property in the town of Vinland to the City of Neenah on Wooden Shoe Road, Integrity Construction LLC. Is there a motion to refer this?
Move to refer the petition for annexation to the Plan Commission and Finance and Personnel Committee.
There's a motion by Alderman Bates to refer this to the proper committees.
Second.
Alderman Boyette seconds it. Any questions, discussion? All in favor of motion to refer these to the Plan Commission and the Finance Personnel Committee? Vote aye. All opposed, vote no. That motion passes 8-0. Anyone have a council directive to discuss? Any unfinished business? Alderman Coons.
Thank you, Mayor. We mentioned Cecil Street, and I guess I'm hoping that there's some follow-up with that, whether it's discussion about what we do with contracts or how we position ourselves so contractors don't get in the position that they got in, something that helps improve the process and learn from what's happened. We've done that before, and I hope we continue to do that, and I hope we use Cecil as a learning opportunity and a growing opportunity for this community.
Okay. Some of those discussions have already taken place. Thank you. Any other unfinished business? Under unfinished business, I was asked by a constituent today, Jerry, the city garage and dropping off things at the city garage, is it still open Monday through Friday?
Open Monday through Friday through the end of the month.
Through the end of
December, January and February. Large item and metal bins are closed. You can drop off recyclables or yard waste if you're dropping off yard waste in the middle of winter.
Okay. So the entire operation is till the end of the month.
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you for that information. Other items under new business? Anyone have anything? I know some of them were talked about. A big weekend, what's going on downtown Neenah, the mannequins. There's estimated 4,000 or 5,000 people are going to be down there. The police department is heavily involved in the planning of this. We are, if you do see people, Church Street is going to be shut off so that you cannot get into the ramp via Church Street. You will get into the ramp by going through the Kimberly Clark X Mill. There will be signage. I believe the big message boards were going up today, I think, to inform people of this by James, let them know ahead of time. But the police department has made a pretty good argument that that number of people and vehicles intermixed is not a good idea for a lot of reasons. So that may spread the parking out a little bit, but there's still parking available in the ramp. I did want to, I know a lot of these things have deadlines, so I'm not going to go on because this doesn't air till next week, but I did want to mention that the Neenah Notes is out, so that came out the other day, and the recycling guide is in here for 2019, so people put that on their refrigerator and it stays there all year, I know. Two really good-looking guys on the front cover, Santa Claus and some other guy. And I do want to say, keep your eyes open in the neighborhood of Neenah next week because the Santa Claus float will be coming. I believe it's in Menasha this week, and will be in Neenah soon. And I just want to publicly thank Levenhagen Oil. I'm sure we'll do it again after. They donate all the fuel that's used by this float for this 2-week period. The firefighters, Local 275, this has been going on for almost 70 years in this community. The firefighters love doing this. They take great pride in it. All the slots are filled already. Everyone wants to be Santa up there, I guess. And it's a lot of fun, but it's going from December 3rd through December 14th. The routes begin every night at 5:30. And if you want to find out where and when they're coming to your neighborhood, just go to www.nmfire.org, and that'll get you the schedule for the Santa float.
Dean?
Yes?
The Santa float is on the Neenah side of the island starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. So go on the website and find out when it's going to be in your neighborhood. Taxes will be coming out soon, I presume, Mike? Do you have any idea when?
We talk about Santa and then we talk about this.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Look what you just did.
Yes, the tax bills, we have been collecting all the information that needs to go into the tax bill. It is not just obviously the city budget that makes up the tax bill, but that of the county and the school district, technical college, all of the state credits, the lottery credit, all of those things, and then clarifying the total assessed value of the city. And once we get all of it organized and together, we have now got that information. It has been formatted appropriately, and the tax bill is at the printer. And the intent is, unless something negative happens, we will have the tax bills in the mail on Friday. And we will also begin collecting payments on those tax bills on Friday, but not before, since we don't want to collect prior to their distribution.
Okay. Can we not put them through the Neenah post office? All right, that was uncalled. No, so they'll be out Friday, and appreciate everyone's work on that. Okay, that's all I have. Alderman Lundrum.
Thank you, Mayor. Can I ask Alderman Lang to explain the new walking route for the mannequin event, the Neenah, very Neenah Christmas, the new, it's going one way, I guess, right?
Well, they're going to try.
Is it counterclockwise or is it clockwise? Counterclockwise, right? Counterclockwise. Starting on the. I don't know. So you dip into line, walk counterclockwise.
Saying I didn't design. I did see them.
It just seems like a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Alderman Lane.
I just wanted to say that I saw the new Neenah sign being installed and just wanted to point that out to people on the Breezewood overpass. It looks fantastic.
Is that right? Yeah, Chris and I were just talking about it today. So, yeah. Well, there are lights coming for that sign, and really going to be, I think, nice according to the pictures. So, hope it comes out as nice as the pictures. So, thank you. Got to be a little chilly calling that. So, but anyone else have anything? We can get on to our next order of business and get Chief to the party. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean after. Seeing no other announcements, is there a motion for adjournment?
Move to adjourn.
There's a motion by Lundrum, seconded by Boyette.
Oh, yeah.
All in favor of adjournment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. We are adjourned, and we will be going into a short Finance Personnel Committee meeting in closed session. So that'll just be a couple minutes, and then we'll get set up for that. Thank you all.
Broadcasts of the City of Neenah Common Council meetings are produced by University Studios of the University of Wisconsin-Fox Valley. Neenah residents can get information about City Council meetings, City Committee meetings, meeting agendas, and other documents via the City website, www.neenahgov.org. Neenah residents can express their opinions about city issues or about these broadcasts by contacting the mayor's office, contacting their city alderman, or by completing the electronic feedback form on the city website, www.neenahgov.org. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited for playback.